We back with another episode. We're about to go to a meeting and with the Deco Palace. We went with Naomi, of course, because she's our girlfriend. And let's see how this goes. What to next? Let's get it. Sounds like a tournament's going on. Let's watch. From the sound of it, there's a big tournament running in the dedicated esports section near the back. I wander through the games to join the crowd. Okay, I'll admit to being impressed. They've got no fewer than 10 Fist of Discomfort machines, all of them occupied by players in pro team jerseys and jackets. The crowd's red hot, cheering on their heroes as the back and forth resource battle of the world's most popular fighting strategy game plays out before them. Although the banner hanging above it all does make me shudder. Deco Palace presents the Choco Energy Max Power Quench and Pizza Yum's Friday Night Fisting. Okay. See? Even these gamers know that when pizza's on a bagel, you can... Oh God, please no. I haven't had one of those in weeks, not since I started being able to afford real food. You just don't appreciate the sublime majesty of combining two of the greatest bread-related snack products into one hybrid masterpiece. Hang on, I sense a disturbance in the crowd. What was that? Fuck, I'll call hacks, you cheater. Two competitors step away from the game, start shouting and shoving each other. I hope this doesn't escalate. How do you hack on an arcade machine? And now it's a full-on fight, like an actual awkward grapple and punch fight. Yo, yeah, kick his ass. Don't take any of that shit from him. They all look the same. Destroy that motherfucker. Violent altercation detected. Do you want me to call emergency services? Deco's Palace has security guards. They should be able to handle this. Two gamers both flail wildly at each other. One swing actually makes contact, blood dribbling down the corner of my mouth. Any second now. Except the people with black shirts that have security printed across their chests just stand there letting it happen. No one is doing anything to stop this. The crowd is eating it up, feeding off the cutthroat energy. Only after a half a minute of this nonsense does security actually step in. Most of the crowd is dismayed. The two angry gamers are still cursing and kicking as they are finally pulled apart. Wow, tough crowd. So much for friendly competition. I don't think I can really learn anything from this. I run clean events at the Funplex and have a zero-tolerance policy for salty bastards. Time to move on. Actually, the meeting is right around the corner. No more time to explore. After seeing a little bit of what Deco's Palace has to offer, I'm cautiously hesitant. There are certainly some things we can work on, but maybe a partnership can smooth out those call-out edges. See, it is now 7 p.m. sharp. Deco Nami is waiting for you. It's that time already. Time sure flies when you are having fun? Investigating? I quickly send a text to Naomi before nervously wringing my sweaty hands together. Well, I let the sound and sights of Deco's wash over me, and I retreat deep within myself. Francine comes in mind as I remind myself of what she told me on my first day. No doubt you'll find yours as well. It gives me a momentary respite, and I smile. I know exactly what must be done, and I'm going to go in there and do it. I only ended up waiting a minute or two before I was reunited with Naomi. Without having to introduce ourselves, the staff swoops in, anticipating our arrival, and ushers us further inside the restaurant. We are treated like royalty as they pull out our chairs for us, and we sit down at our reserved table. Amongst the families, huddled around ginormous plates of pizza and chicken tenders, we stick out like a sore thumb. An actual linen tablecloth drapes over our table, accompanied by fancy little candles to set the mood, I suppose. A nice bottle of champagne on ice and carafe. What is that? Of cucumber-limed infused water also sits before us. Deco apparently spares no expense, at least not with his special guests. I feel greasy just sitting here, and I think a kid threw a french fry in my hair. And this won't take long, I promise. I'm not real impressed by what I've seen here tonight, although I am trying to keep an open mind like Francine asked me to. Okay, I promise not to, leap across the table and throttle that guy. I'll just keep quiet unless I see a reason to jump in. Speak up if you need to speak up, Naomi. I brought you with me for a reason. I know, I'll keep my worst impulses in check is what I'm saying. Right, here we go. Once again, the staff takes care of our needs as our food is delivered promptly. Faster than the other families seated here. who have been waiting some time, judging by the expansive crayon work on the kid placemats. Not surprisingly, we get a few side glances our way. But before any of us can chow down, the man of the hour arrives. Z-Storm. I feel like I've heard that voice act before. Likewise. Okay, so he's a bit of an over-the-top 1920-something mob boss. Despite a lack of fedora, clearly he likes showing off his money. But still just an ordinary guy in an expensive suit. When I pictured the grand Poobah, of Dekko's palace, I pictured someone more like, well, Hamza, I don't remember, I guess. He offers a simple smile and a nod of the head as we begin. It's a shame Miss Francine couldn't join us. I'm so sorry for this voice. I can't do a guy's voice. I was looking forward to enjoying her sweet smile once more. But that said, I'm always happy to meet with, Naomi. That's right, Miss Fairchild, Chief Technician of the Funplex. Welcome. I take it Francine has kept you up to speed and explained our prior meetings to you? Yes, she mentioned you wanted to buy the Funplex and that she's politely declined. Always a courteous woman, she is. Now, I don't feel I need to waste your time with the facts and figures illustrating why Dekko's Palace is, and always been, the premier family entertainment arcade. Both of you are intimidatingly familiar with the arcade industry. Oh, I'm sorry, this is hurting my throat. You know how things are, how they'll always be. We are the 800-pound gorilla. What? That's a big gorilla. Indeed. But that doesn't mean that there isn't room for smaller, more boutique affairs such as the Funplex. Interesting. Maybe he does want a partnership, not a buyout? Frankly, the winds of change are blowing. Smaller arcades need to move with the times, or be swept aside. I want to help you evolve. What I'd like to propose is change of ownership in return for a very generous compensation packet. One Miss Francine can easily retire for the rest of her years. I would take over ownership of the Funplex to evolve it into its final form, Dekko's Fun Zone. What's a Fun Zone? A Fun Zone is a new concept I've been trying at some of my smallest satellite locations, a best of both worlds scenario. Honestly, the Funplex is simply too limited in size to host the full Dekko Palace experience of fun, family, food, and excitement. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Instead of installing a restaurant or a bar, we simply focus on your strengths, your games. You'd become a game center rather than a palace. We need to replace... I can't do that. I slowly lost the voice over time. I'm so sorry. We need to replace some of our outdated machines, of course, bringing it up to speed with the standards of excellent Dekko Palace is known for. But overall, I think it would be a win for all involved. And he sits back, resting his hands on the knob of his cane, smiling away. Okay, I have questions. And I have answers. Let's see if they match up. Your tournament seems a bit unruly. Is it true you destroy older games? What would happen to the Funplex staff? How much creative control would we have? What would happen to the Funplex staff? New management means new staffing. What about the staff we already have? I firmly believe you have a long and storied career ahead of you in arcade management, Miss Storm. I've heard nothing but good things about you from my various field scouts and contacts. The fact you landed on my radar at all indicates your rising importance in our industry. You should be proud of that. Okay, but that still doesn't answer my question. What about the others? Well, Mr. Cooper is a capable accountant, so I'm certain he'd be welcome in the new facility. But we can hash out staffing later on, after settling the bigger picture questions. He didn't even mention Naomi. In fact, she hasn't missed looking increasingly concerned. Is it true you destroy older games? I saw Moopy's Super Maze earlier. One of our top earners with the 30-45 demographic. Nostalgia is a powerful motivator, I found. Except, it's nothing like Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze. Indeed, it's much better. Is it true that when you find a retro game, you simply destroy it? Not repair, not restore, not even resell, but just scrap it? Certainly, why would we ever keep an old relic around? Arcades are not sacred treasures, they're commodities. Back in 1980s, something arcade owners, myself included, routinely junked our converted games. Have to keep those earnings up, old machines are not welcome. All they do is eat up floor space. The arcade scene must move ever forward, involving two new forms. Classic retro IP reborn as new games. Toon Nostalgia can earn a few points off those old games, but the newer Redemption games earn 10 times as much. Why bother? Uh-oh, Naomi looks like she's about to explode. Her knuckles are white and her face is contorted in anger. Because they are history? They shared cultural history of all gamers everywhere. She jumps up, her hands balled in a fist, shaking by her side as she stands her ground. You can't just throw away history. You can't just stomp it out. It's still there. We remember and we love those games. Pardon, but can't you simply buy some digital remake of it on game consoles if you want to play it that badly? That's not what we want, you know it. We love arcades, not consoles, and not casinos. Miss Fairchild, I understand you have very strong opinions about my business, but you are only a guest here. I'm here to meet with Miss Storm. And Miss Storm brought Miss Fairchild along for a reason. I apologize, that was rude of me. But nevertheless, the fact stands. Those games are not earners, not compared to the stock of Deco's Palace. Naomi frowns, sitting back down and looking annoyed, but deciding to hold back for now. Your tournaments seem a bit unruly. I saw a few players fighting over at the tournament. He laughs. Well, it's a fighting game, is it not? As in fighting each other with fists in real life. I take it's my cracked security system intervene. Eventually, not before blood was drawn. We take safety very seriously at the Deco Palace. That includes the safety of our security workers. What? That's so stupid. There's instructed not to interfere until it's safe to interfere. I mean, for all involved, I trust them to make that call, and I'll note we've not a single legal action pending. How much creative control would we have? Let's talk creative control. I've been developing new sorts of arcade events, competitions, other things to get people in the door. Would we still be able to direct our own affairs like that, even under a change of ownership? Miss Storm, obviously I value your expertise on these matters and would be happy to consult you on the best direction for the fun zone. That's not answering the question. It's a matter of branding and image. There are certain standards and practices you need to adopt in order to truly be part of the Deco family. Once you realize that, you'll understand more of how we run those kinds of events. There's nothing too onerous, and really, we need to look at the bigger picture, the chance for growth and profit. Don't worry about some petty little things for now. That's all my questions. I suggest we shake on it and set our various lawyers to the task of sorting out the specifics. He rises to his feet, extending a hand bristling with shiny rings to shake mine. I wasn't sure about this deal, but was willing to keep an open mind. After everything I've seen in her, am I really going to shake that hand? You know what? Fuck you. I can't be that bold. I'm afraid I must respectfully decline. We'd like some time to think it over. I'm afraid I must respectfully decline. I purposely keep my hands at my side rather than shaking his offered hand. Appreciate your offer, but I must decline. I can't do this in my family. It's fun. I wish you luck in your future endeavors. I appreciate your offer, but must decline. You've been honest and forthright with me, and I appreciate that. Thank you for your gracious invitation this evening. However, I'm afraid this isn't the right direction for the Funplex. We're just getting started. It'd be a shame to abandon our progress in favor of a buyout. If you'd like to maintain relations, we can discuss partnership opportunities at a future date. But for now, I respectfully must decline. Deco pauses, looking me once over before slowly lowering his hand. I can feel his eyes on me. He's obviously not happy with my answer, but we followed Francine's instructions and kept it professional. There's nothing he can do but accept our answer. I see. I suppose I should thank you for your candor. In turn, it's difficult to find people in this industry willing to show respect to their elders. I'm not closing the door on the idea of a partnership, mind you, but if you'd like to go it alone for now, who am I to get in the way of that? As he rises from his chair, he takes a deep breath and he turns away for a split second before rounding back and looking me dead in the eyes. But be aware, if we're not partners, we must be rivals. It'll bring me no particular pleasure, but I'm afraid that I cannot allow a rival. I'm obligated to bring the full weight of the palace to bear on you. Hopefully one day you'll realize the error you've made in that tonight. And as a sign of respect, your personal offer to join my empire will remain open, Miss Storm, so you can escape the inevitable fall of your little arcade. Once more, Deco turns sharply on his walking cane and walks away from the table. Then breathes a little easier as Deco's departs. You've handled that way better than I would have. I have told the guy off for daring to think he could ruin our Funplex and turn it into one of his cookie-cutter kiddie casinos. I'm glad you protected our dreams. Now let's get the heck out of here. Francine will be happy to hear the good news. I want to be there tomorrow when you tell her. With Deco hosting, we don't have to worry about paying the check. We drop a quick tip on the table for the waitstaff and quickly abandon ship. We scoot out the door, and from there it's a short jaunt across town. Back to home, sweet home. And we're going to end it here, guys. See you guys next time. I guess we talk with Francine. I don't know what else there is to expect. But see ya. Bye.